Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive? Today, we're going to get into some seriously cool stuff. Buddhist philosophy techniques for relaxation.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be fun.
I'm really excited to dive into this source material. It's packed with practical wisdom. It's not just some, esoteric stuff,
Right, right. I mean, it's ancient wisdom, but it's so relevant today, especially
Yeah.
with, the stress and chaos of modern life. It's like everybody's looking for ways to chill out, right?
Exactly. And this stuff is, surprisingly effective. It's not just about spas and vacations. It's about, developing a skill, an inner skill for finding peace, no matter what's going on around you.
That's it. It's inner peace on demand, basically.
Awesome. So let's break down what we're going to cover in this deep dive. 3 key areas, right?
Yeah.
Mindfulness and breathing, paying attention to the body, really tuning in,
Yep.
and visualization techniques.
Powerful stuff.
I'm stoked. So let's start with something we all do, but often forget to do properly.
Yeah.
Breathe.
Right. We kind of take it for granted.
I know I do, especially when I'm stressed. You ever notice how your breath gets all, shallow and tight when you're tense?
Oh, yeah. All the time. It's like a default stress response.
Yeah.
Your body goes into fight or flight mode.
Right, and your breath is, the first thing to get all messed
Yeah,
up.
it is. But the thing is, the breath is also our most direct connection to the present moment. It's always there, right?
Right.
And that's where mindfulness comes in. Buddhist teachings are all about being present, fully engaged in the now. And what better way to do that than by focusing on your breath?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But how does focusing on my breath actually help me be more present?
Well, think about it. When your mind's racing with thoughts, worries about the future, regrets about the past, your breath gets all choppy and uneven.
Right. Yeah, totally.
But when you deliberately slow it down, deepen it, you actually interrupt that whole cycle of mental chatter.
Yeah.
You're shifting your attention to the physical sensations of each inhale and exhale. That's mindfulness in action.
Oh, I see. It's like hitting the reset button on your mind by tuning into your breath.
Exactly. And there's this cool analogy in your source material. It compares our minds to a glass of muddy water.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. The more you stir it up, the more agitated it gets, the cloudier it becomes. But if you let it settle, just be still, the mud sinks to the bottom and you're left with this crystal clear water.
Wow, that's a perfect image. So mindfulness through the breath is like letting our mind settle.
Precisely.
I love it. So how do we actually do this? Are there specific breathing techniques we can try right now?
Absolutely. There's this super simple 4-count breathing exercise that's really effective.
Okay, I'm game.
All right, so wherever you are right now, find a comfortable position. We're going to inhale deeply through the nose for a count of 4.
Got it.
Hold it for a count of 4.
Okay.
And exhale slowly through the mouth for a count of 6.
Nice. I like that it's a longer exhale.
It's super calming. And if you repeat that a few times, you'll start to feel the effects, slower heart rate, relaxed muscles, that kind of thing.
It's amazing how something so simple can have such a big impact.
It is, right?
So is it just about, taking deep breaths? Or is there more to it than that?
Well, there's a specific technique called diaphragmatic breathing.
Diaphragmatic breathing.
Yeah, it's where you breathe deep into your belly. It's really effective for activating the body's natural relaxation response.
Okay, I'm listening. Tell me more about this diaphragmatic breathing.
Sure. So it involves engaging your diaphragm, which is this big muscle that sits under your lungs. And as you breathe in, you want to imagine your belly expanding like a balloon.
Like I'm filling up my belly with air.
Exactly. And what this does is it gently massages your internal organs and stimulates your vagus nerve.
The vagus nerve.
Yeah, it's this super highway of nerves that runs from your brain all the way down to your abdomen. And it plays a key role in regulating your nervous system.
Interesting. So how does this vagus nerve tie into relaxation?
Well, when you stimulate the vagus nerve through diaphragmatic breathing, it sends signals to your brain to chill out.
So it's like a direct line to your relaxation button.
Exactly. And you can even enhance this effect with visualization.
Visualization. Tell me more.
All right, so as you're practicing diaphragmatic breathing, picture your breath as a wave. It rises as you inhale, reaches its peak, and then gently flows out as you exhale, washing away any tension or negativity.
I can almost feel that happening as I picture. It's like a wave of relaxation washing over me.
And this visualization ties in beautifully with the Buddhist concept of impermanence.
Impermanence.
Yeah, it's the idea that everything is constantly changing, nothing stays the same. Just like each breath is transient, so are our thoughts, our emotions, everything.
Okay, I see the connection. So by focusing on the impermanence of my breath, I'm actually training myself to accept the ever-changing nature of life.
Precisely. It's a powerful practice. And when you can truly embrace impermanence, it can bring a profound sense of peace.
That's deep. That's so true. It's like we get so attached to things staying the same, but that's just not how life works.
Right. It's like trying to hold on to water. You can't.
Exactly. But, we were talking about the breath and how it connects to mindfulness and being present. But I'm curious, how does this all tie into the body? Like, what's the connection there?
That's a great question. You see, the breath is actually our first point of contact with our physical selves. It's like the bridge between our inner world, our thoughts and emotions, and the outer world.
Oh, I see. It's like the breath is both physical and mental at the same time.
Exactly. And that brings us to our next area of focus, the body. In Buddhist philosophy, the body is often seen as a temple, a sacred vessel that deserves our care and respect.
I love that analogy. It makes you think about your body in a whole new way, right? But honestly, sometimes I feel so disconnected from my body. It's like I'm so up in my head, thinking, worrying, planning, that I forget to even check in with how I'm feeling physically.
That's so common. We live in a world that's constantly bombarding us with information, stimulation. It's easy to lose touch with those subtle sensations that our bodies are sending us.
Yeah, it's like we're always on the go and never really stopping to just feel.
Exactly. But the body is always communicating with us. It's sending us signals about our well-being, through sensations. Learning to listen to those signals is crucial.
So if I'm stressed out, my body might be telling me to slow down, maybe through headaches or muscle tension.
Exactly. Or it could be digestive issues, sleep problems, even skin problems. Our bodies are always giving us clues.
And if we ignore those clues,
Well, they tend to get louder and louder until we can't ignore them anymore. That's when things can really start to go wrong.
that makes sense. So how do we get better at listening to our bodies? What are some practical techniques we can use?
Well, there are a lot of great body-focused meditation techniques that can really help. Mindfulness isn't just about the breath. It's about bringing that same quality of attention to the body.
Okay, cool. So what are some of those techniques?
Well, one of the most effective and well-known is the body scan meditation.
Okay, I've heard of that. What's it all about?
It's a beautifully simple practice. You find a comfortable position, either lying down or sitting, close your eyes, and then just bring your attention to the top of your head.
Okay. What am I looking for? Am I supposed to feel something specific?
Not necessarily. You're just noticing any sensations that are present. Maybe you feel warmth, tingling, pressure, or even tightness. And as you exhale, imagine releasing any tension that you find.
So I'm not trying to change anything, just observe what's there.
Exactly. It's about cultivating awareness without judgment. And then you slowly move your focus down your body like a scanner. Your forehead, your eyes, your jaw, your neck, all the way down to your toes.
It sounds so relaxing, like giving your body a mental massage.
It is. And the more you practice this, the more you'll start to develop what's called interoception.
Interoception, what's that?
It's the ability to sense what's going on inside your body. It's like having an internal radar system that helps you stay attuned to your physical needs.
Oh, that's interesting. So the more I practice the body scan, the better I get at recognizing those subtle signals my body's sending me.
Exactly. And that awareness can be incredibly empowering. It helps you make choices that support your well-being.
Right.
If you're feeling really tense, maybe you take a break, go for a walk, or do some stretches.
Yeah, it's like you're tuning in to your body's wisdom.
Right. And speaking of releasing tension, there's another great technique called progressive muscle relaxation. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh, yeah. I think I read about it somewhere. Isn't it where you tense and release different muscle groups?
You got it. It's a fantastic way to teach your body the difference between tension and relaxation.
I can see how that would be helpful. Sometimes I don't even realize how tense I am to consciously relax.
Exactly. So with progressive muscle relaxation, you might start with your feet, curl your toes tightly for a count of 5 and then release. And as you release, really notice how different it feels.
That makes sense. You're basically giving your muscles a little workout and then a nice long stretch.
Exactly. And you work your way up your body, calves, thighs, belly, chest, arms, hands, shoulders, neck, face. Tensing and releasing each muscle group.
You know what? I used to get terrible tension headaches. And it took me forever to realize it was because I was clenching my jaw all the time.
Oh yeah, I know that feeling.
Learning to relax my jaw muscles made such a difference.
It's amazing how much tension we hold in our bodies without even realizing it.
It really is.
Yeah.
And you know what? We could probably do a whole deep dive just on progressive muscle relaxation.
We could. It's a powerful technique. But you know what's really cool? You can combine body awareness with visualization.
Oh, tell me more. Visualization is my favorite.
Well, as you're doing the body scan or even progressive muscle relaxation, you can imagine each part of your body being bathed in this warm golden light.
Oh, I like that. Like a healing energy flowing through me.
Exactly. It can be incredibly soothing and relaxing. And speaking of visualization, that's where we're headed next. We're going to tap into the power of the mind to create our own inner sanctuaries.
Inner sanctuaries.
Ah,
I like the sound of that. It's like everyone needs a little escape sometimes, right?
exactly. And what's amazing is that we can actually create those escapes within our own minds.
That's where visualization comes in, right?
You got it. It's all about using the power of our imagination to cultivate peace and well-being.
I have to admit, though, the whole concept of visualization feels a little mysterious to me. Like, how does it actually work?
Well, you know, our brains are pretty amazing. They respond to imagined experiences almost as strongly as they do to real ones. It's like when you watch a scary movie, your heart starts racing, even though you know it's not real.
Oh, yeah, totally. I get scared so easily during movies.
Right. And that's because your brain is like firing off all these signals as if you're actually experiencing the threat. And the same thing happens with positive experiences. When you vividly imagine something pleasant, your brain releases those feel-good chemicals just as if it were actually happening.
So if I imagine myself relaxing on a beach, my brain is actually getting some of those relaxation benefits.
Exactly. It's like a mental vacation. And that's why visualization can be so powerful for stress reduction, improving focus, even boosting creativity.
Okay, I'm convinced. Tell me how to create one of these inner sanctuaries.
It's all about engaging your senses and your imagination. Close your eyes for a moment and just picture a place where you feel completely at peace. It could be anywhere. A beach, a forest, a mountaintop, a cozy room, whatever resonates with you.
Okay. I'm picturing a secluded cabin in the woods. You know, like nestled among these towering trees, there's a crackling fire in the hearth, and warm sunlight streaming through the windows.
Beautiful. Now, try to make it as vivid as possible. What colors do you see? What sounds can you hear? What can you smell? What textures can you feel?
Okay, so I see lots of greens and browns, you know, like the deep green of the forest and the warm brown of the cabin walls. And there's golden sunlight filtering through the branches. I hear the crackling fire and the chirping of birds, and I can smell, like, the scent of pine needles and damp earth.
Amazing. See, you're already creating this rich sensory experience in your mind.
It's like I can almost feel the warmth of the fire on my skin.
Exactly. And the more you visit this mental sanctuary, the more real it will become to you. It becomes your personal retreat, a place you can access anytime you need a break from stress or overwhelm.
I love that. It's like having a portable oasis.
It is, and you know what? Visualization isn't just about creating peaceful scenes. You can use it to work through difficult emotions too. Oh, really? How does that work?
Well, for example, if you're feeling anxious, you could try visualizing your anxiety as a dark cloud. And with each exhale, imagine that cloud dissolving, getting smaller and lighter until it disappears completely.
That's a cool idea. It's like giving my anxiety a tangible form so I can release it.
Exactly. Or let's say you're feeling overwhelmed by a to-do list. You can visualize yourself tackling each task with ease and confidence.
So it's about using visualization to shift my mindset, to create a more positive internal experience.
You got it. And there are so many different techniques you can try. One that's rooted in Buddhist tradition is the visualization of a lotus flower.
Oh, tell me about that one.
Well, picture a closed lotus bud. And with each inhale, imagine it slowly opening, revealing its beautiful petals. And with each exhale, it gently closes again.
I love that image. It's so peaceful and calming. It reminds me of like the cycle of breath and the impermanence of all things. Exactly. And the beauty of visualization is that you can personalize it to fit your needs. You can imagine yourself surrounded by a radiant white light representing peace and healing, or visualize achieving a goal, or embodying a quality you want to cultivate. The possibilities are endless.
Wow. This has been such an eye-opening deep dive. We started with the breath, explored the body, and now we've tapped into the power of the mind through visualization.
And it all comes back to that idea of cultivating inner peace.
It really does. And you know, what's amazing is that these techniques are available to anyone, anytime.
That's the beauty of it. It's all about taking that inner journey, exploring the depths of our own minds and bodies.
I'm feeling inspired to start incorporating these practices into my own life. And to all of you listening, I encourage you to give them a try as well. You might be surprised by the profound impact they can have on your well-being. Until next time, keep exploring, keep diving deeper, and keep cultivating that inner peace.